Alright guys, welcome back to All Rap No Cap. We're here on YouTube. Today we're going to be talking about FBG Duck. First thing I gotta say, RIP FBG Duck. Now, so as you guys know, FBG Duck was fatally shot yesterday. He was shot multiple times. I think they said he got shot once in the groin, I think once in the neck, and I think in the leg. I'm not too sure anyway, but he definitely passed away. RIP FBG Duck. Now, I want to say FBG Duck didn't have the pass, and this is gonna go to a lot of you rappers inside your city. When you get big, it's the best thing to do is move from out your city, and especially if you're a well-known person, and especially if you're in the gang activities or whatever, definitely move out your city. You see what Chief Keef did. Chief Keef moved out the city, and Lil Durk moved out the city. King Von moved out the city. Most of those rappers, you see in those videos, they don't live inside the city anymore. G Herbo moved out of Chicago. So most of their big rappers don't even live in their city. Everybody knows Chicago's the murder capital. I wouldn't even say the murder capital of the US, almost the murder capital of the world. No cap. In Chicago, murders is nothing. They have so many murders that a lot of murders continue to go unsolved because there's too many murder cases. You understand? There's too many murder cases, so a lot of people, the murders go unsolved. So therefore, King, Von, Lil Durk, and a lot of other rappers, they don't live in the city. Now, the rappers who do stay in the city, you see what happened to them. They normally die. R.I.P. L.A. Capone, R.I.P. Lil Mister, R.I.P. Duck. And we saw Lil Reese just recently was shot inside the neck. I know that wasn't a street beef. I think he just basically finessed somebody or the $20,000 or whatever, but they got down on him and shot him in the neck. You understand? A lot of people don't live when they get shot in the neck, especially from AK, a Draco, whatever you want to call it. Nobody really lives after that, but Lil Reese survived. Now, Duck, unfortunately, he was also shot in the neck. It's not by an AK, but he didn't make it. And the police are saying they recovered a gun on the scene, and they showed a picture of it. It was a Glock with a 30 clip inside it. You understand? So they had it on them, but at the same time, if somebody they basically got the drop on you. And I heard that it was 4 shooters. That's what the police is stating, that there were 4 shooters, 4 occupants came out of 2 different vehicles or whatever. And yeah, so they had to drop on him, they got down on him. So if he wasn't inside the city, FBG Duck wouldn't have, I wouldn't be posting this right here. You wouldn't see all of the RIP, you would not see that stuff. But FBG Duck refused to move out of his city. And a lot of people are saying why didn't he move? That's a good question. And that's, I made another video saying why Chief Keef doesn't go back to Chicago. Chief Keef, a lot of people, you gotta think about it. Chief Keef is still bigger than Lil Durk. Chief Keef was the biggest thing, the hardest artist, not just in Chicago, in the world at that point in time when he came out. And he left the city. We know he had a lot of drama and a lot of stuff that happened to him in the city, but at the same time, that was the best move. Boozy said, rappers get killed inside their city. Lil Snoop died in the city. Dax Osama, we could go on and on and on. There's a lot of rappers who died in their city, and unfortunately, FBG Duck was one of them. And another thing is you see a lot of the rappers marking his death, and people would a lot of people shocked at it, and a lot of people if you into it and you know the Chicago stuff or whatever, you know what's going on with Chief Keef, Lil Reese, Lil Durk, FBG Duck, and all of the JoJo and all of that stuff. Everybody knows that's a beef, it's a real beef going on or whatever. And now FBG Duck, Doo-Wop, who's the little brother of Capo, one of Chief Keef's affiliate, who passed, FBG Duck made a song, and in the song he's he is basically mocking Capo when he was gasping for air. There's a video of Capo actually before he died, he was gasping for air, and FBG Duck made fun of that. So from then, we know like Cabo brother wasn't gonna respect Duck after that. Like a lot of people, nobody's gonna respect you after that. Like Duck, at the same time, like he was a good rapper. Duck was also affiliated with a lot of known killers. You understand? And like he made fun of the same thing. Like he got down on a lot of other rappers for. Like he was doing the same thing. Like he didn't like people saying smoking Tuka, but like he would say smoking this and smoking that or whatever. So it's like almost the same thing, like you knocking people for the same thing that you were doing and can't do it. Like King Von, Lil Durk, like those, you would never see them say anything positive about him because like we all know like there's been a lot of losses on the OTF side and there's been a lot of losses on the FBG side or the GD side or whatever you want to call it. There's been a lot of losses on both sides. Now somebody said it to me like they wonder what Crump would say because R.I.P. Crump, you know Crump was the scorekeeper. That's the nickname academics gave him or whatever. The scorekeeper. And like it seems like the score is changing because like a lot of members are dying off from that side of the camp. You understand? On the FPG side, the GD side, like we don't know what's going on the street. There might be even more names, but like big name people, like a lot of them are passing. Like RIP to all of the fallen ones, and like a lot of people have been passed. Like FBG Duck was known to hang out with Melly, who's known to be supposedly the killer of OTF Chino, who was Lil Durk's manager. You understand? Like, and it's been a lot. Like they've been basically making fun of his death. Crump made fun of his death. You understand? So that's why I have a video of King Von basically having a diss song, like, and he's dissing he's dissing Melly, he's dissing Crump, and he's dissing like Wooski, like a lot of different rappers.
Make him somersault and put him on his back. Ain't tryna squash no beef, nigga. We into it till you die, real street nigga. At your funeral, I might just slide. Rest in peace, nigga. Shoot up everybody that's outside. Bet Wooski feel this one. I bet Wooski still twitching. He changed something different. I got clips like Mel Gibson, all full and none empty. I know niggas scared to come around when I pop out outside. I done gave niggas whole head starts and still I hulk them down. That shit crazy. Crump was doing all that woofing, he ain't even make it. Melly got shot in the party, started Harlem Shake. If the pigs
like, it's understandable for him to do it because like he's lost friends. Like a lot of people has died. Like FBG Duck has been linked to a lot of known killers and a lot of people who has taken their lives are people who were close to the OTF team, the GB Ku Glow Gang, whatever you want to call them. Like, so therefore, when you see people walking his death on that side, is understandable. So we gotta understand, like FBG Duck was a great artist. Unfortunately, he didn't after the city. But I just want to say, like, what do you guys think about his unfortunate demise? You know, he passed at I think FBG Duck was 25, 26, or maybe even younger. Like he wasn't that old. You understand? And he had a lot of potential. Everybody feeling like the Slide record, the Ghetto Angels remix, which I think was actually better than the original. Like, I'm sorry, no cap, I'm just saying that. Like, you guys can look it up. Like, to me, that was a better version or whatever. And FBG Duck was a credible dude for doing good songs. Like, he was good at remaking songs. He had his own, like, a few solo joints that were good or whatever. But RIP FBG Duck. Like, what do you guys think about FBG Duck's passing? You guys can let me know. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. All Rap No Cap right here on YouTube.